Hi everyone, this is Julie from the Yuma Main Library, and today I want to show you how to create collage art. Collage art provides a great opportunity to get creative without the pressure of creating a masterpiece and requires no artistic training. And the most convenient thing about this kind of art is that it can be created using materials people already have at home. While the art of collage has existed for hundreds of years, collage art emerged as an art movement in the early 20th century. The term collage was coined by the Cubist artists Georges Braque and Pablo Picasso and comes from the French word coller, which means to glue. This term is highly appropriate since at its most basic level, collage art is about creating art by cutting out images and shapes and piecing them together or layering them on top of one another to create a whole new image. Collage art is all about experimentation and texture. Its versatility and lack of rules was very attractive to modern artists of the 20th century. Collage art was extremely popular for Dada artists starting around 1914 as a way to challenge traditional perceptions of art and explore the political and social landscape of the time. The Dada artists used often overlooked or seemingly worthless items such as magazine clippings, tickets, and candy wrappers in their pieces. Surrealist artists in the 1920s also used the technique to create pieces of art that covered strange subject matter and evoked dreamlike images. And collage art was used in pop art in the 1950s and 60s as a way for artists to juxtapose different kinds of materials and images to create a whole portrait that commented on the world around them. What makes collage art so fun and fascinating is that it gives the artist complete freedom to create. So if you're looking for a new creative outlet without the pressure of creating something perfect, then collage art is the perfect solution. Some of the benefits are no artistic skill is required, it's easy and quick to create, and materials are readily available. It can also be a stress release. Art allows people to examine their emotions and express themselves, and it can bypass your inner critic. The first thing you'll want to do is gather your supplies. As I mentioned before, all you really need to create collages are materials that you already own. The basic toolkit for any beginner includes paper. Having a generous paper collection is the most important part of creating collage art. You'll want to collect any kind of paper that you find interesting, such as decorative paper, tissue paper, old newspapers, photos, magazines. You will also need substrates or supports. These are the foundations on which you will build your collage, and you can use a variety of materials depending on the art mediums and adhesives you will be using. You can use cardboard, canvas, watercolor paper, book covers, or cardstock. You will also need adhesives. You'll want to use glue sticks, but if you do use a glue stick, consider using a permanent glue stick since this is more durable. White glue, such as your typical Elmer's glue, tape, Mod Podge, wood glue, or any other kind of adhesive that would work best for you. You might want to add color to your collage, so using different kinds of art medium will add texture and color to your collage. You can use any kind of writing instruments and art supplies such as markers, pens, paint, pastels, or crayons. And finally, you will need some sort of cutting tool like scissors to cut out the images and paper you want to use for your collage, or you can simply tear your paper by hand for more texture. So now that we have gone over the kinds of materials you will need, let's start putting our collage together. When you begin your collage, the first thing you'll want to do is think about what you would like your collage to be about or look like. You can pick specific color schemes or focus on a theme. You can base your collage on a central image or photograph. I like to look through the materials I have to get inspiration, and this way I can start selecting all the images, paper clippings, and text I might like to include. Once you have set aside the images that you would like to use, you can begin to cut them out. You can cut them out in whatever shapes you would like or would work best for your collage. Cutting out images into different shapes or using different kinds of paper will add dimension and texture to your collage. It will give you a more dynamic final image. Once you have cut out all your images and materials, you can begin to arrange the items on your background. I have chosen a sheet of cardstock paper since it's a little thicker and sturdier than regular paper and will work better with my adhesive. During this step, you want to avoid gluing anything down. By not gluing your collage elements right away, you get more flexibility and freedom to change things as you go along with your planning. Once you see your original idea laid out, you might find that it doesn't work as well as you thought, or you might get a new idea as you're arranging your images. When you have reached a point where you're satisfied with how your collage looks, you can begin gluing down the different pieces of your collage. You want to use the right kind of adhesive for the kinds of paper or material you are using. I'm using a glue stick for my collage since most glue sticks will work with most kinds of paper. You'll need a stronger adhesive like craft or wood glue for larger and heavier objects. Be careful when using liquid glue with certain kinds of paper, as it can cause the colors to run or make the paper too soggy to use. I recommend you do a little research before you use any kind of glue to make sure it's appropriate for your project. If you used a liquid adhesive or added paint to your collage, you will need to let it dry once you have attached all your pieces. Once it is dry, you can go ahead and display it as you wish. Collage art is a fun and easy way to express your creativity with the added benefit of giving a moment of relaxation. If you're interested in learning more about how to create collage art or want to learn more about other mixed media art projects, here are a few titles to consider. And don't forget to check out our online resource Creative Bug to find inspiration and learn new techniques. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you enjoyed today's virtual programming.